Happy birthday, America. Yeah, today's July 2nd here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is hot. We are in a heat wave. Oh my goodness, it is warm outside today. So before it got too warm out here, we wanted to come out and talk about the news of the day. First of all, the high points. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? FIFA fever in the United States. The U.S. wins 2-0 over Bosnia. The first U.S. win against a European opponent in 24 years. And did you catch what's going on with the foreign athletes that are coming to America? They love America. They absolutely love it. And so do we. This is America, now and forever. So there's some interesting things in the news we want to talk about. Justice Samuel Alito's dissent, a 91-page blistering dissent on the rest of the Supreme Court over birthright citizenship. Samuel Alito says it devalues citizenship in America. Our argument is, that we've made in the past few days, is that if you have to take a test and you have to take an oath of loyalty to America, doesn't it circumvent that practice? And it's not fair to those people who have to study, take a test, pass a test, and then take an oath of office to be a law-abiding citizen of the United States that honors the U.S. Constitution. The problem with birthright citizenship, and it's going to be, since the Supreme Court gave a get-out-of-jail-free card to those that are abusing this privilege, they can send, for example, China can send these young women, after they indoctrinate them and say it's for the good of China, for the good of the mother country, get pregnant, go to America, have your baby, U.S. citizenship, bring the baby back to China, and we'll teach them how to hate America for the next 20 years. And then they have a go to America free card called a U.S. passport, and they can come here and wreak all kinds of violence. That's one of the problems with birthright citizenship, other than the fact it's not fair to those who really want to come and be American citizens the right way. I agree with Justice Samuel Alito, and we're going to have to revisit this issue. Keep an eye on what's going on at this point forward, as the Supreme Court gave them a free pass. How is this going to be abused in the future? Did you catch the daredevils scaling the New York State Empire State Building in New York City? Angela Nikolai and Ivan Burskas climbed 1,454 feet, and we all watched them embrace. He proposed marriage. She had a picture of the ring up there, and then they came down to be arrested to face several charges. What do you think of that? Do you think they should have been arrested? Did you watch it? Are they heroes? Are they criminals? For those that are trying to get around the traffic around the New York Empire State Building, when they had to block the streets off for fear of damage of falling debris or falling people, injuring those on the ground, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. One of the stories that it was really hard to watch yesterday was the testimony of Jessica, the mother of Sheridan Gorman, who was shot and killed by Jose Medina, who was in America illegally, sanctuary city in Chicago. In March, Sheridan was with others. She was a student at Loyola University and was just enjoying the nightlife there. They came upon Jose Medina. He jumped out with a mask on. As they were running away, Sheridan was shot in the back and died, bled out. And those that were wanting to help her couldn't, because Jose Medina was walking around with his gun. He was guilty of some misdemeanor charges. There are those that say that Chicago's sanctuary city policies contributed to the death of young Sheridan. The blistering testimony by Jessica in a congressional oversight hearing talking about sanctuary cities. You have one of the progressive squad who was chairing the hearing saying this is the fourth time that we've talked about sanctuary cities. Can't we just move on? That was the inference. And Jessica just tore into her and said, you are caring more about illegal aliens than about U.S. citizens. When are we going to protect the Sheridans? When is Congress going to realize that we in America are suffering the consequences of bleeding heart liberals that are allowing these people to come into America. Now, when you look at the Jose Medina story, he is a bit of a victim too. Hear me out. He was shot in Colombia in 2018 and robbed while he was riding his motorcycle, and a part of his brain had to be removed. So he has the competency level of a child, can't read or write. So if we're going to allow these kind of people into America, we can't just leave them on the streets. It's a danger to themselves and a danger to everyone. So if we're going to have sanctuary city policies, and we're going to allow this kind of person to come into America in order to protect the rest of us, we can't just say, hey, you know, here's America, here's a Visa card, here's a cell phone, try not to hurt anybody, have a good time. We can't do that. We have to protect American citizens. Jessica is absolutely right. We have to value the life and safety of American citizens. It says in the Constitution, promote the general welfare of American citizens. So I guess we need to define some terms here. What is an American citizen? If you're going to just allow everybody under the Biden administration to come into America and just hand out passports and Visa cards and cell phones like they're candy, everybody rides in this carnival, are we going to continue to treat America like a shopping mall with an airport? Or are we going to get serious about securing our borders, which we have under the Trump administration? But there is a move afoot to tear down borders. Look at the number of socialist Democrats that have been elected in America. And it's more than just New York City. It's more than just Mandami. There is a move afoot, and we need to drill down into this. Is it just a hatred of Donald Trump? Or is it, I'll call it misplaced compassion. Why do I call it misplaced compassion? I'm a pastor, and you say, Pastor, how come you're not compassionate to people like Jose Medina? Here's why. If we're going to allow these people into America, we have to take care of them. If we, as an American government, are going to allow these people into America, we have to protect the rest of American society. We failed miserably in the case of Sheridan Gorman. Donald Trump came in and said, enough of this crap, close the borders, and Borders are Tom Homan is saying, if you're in America illegally, you're going to get out. We have to secure America's borders. We have to be strong as a nation. If we're going to promote the general welfare like the Constitution says, we have to make it safe in our large cities, and it's a kill zone out there right now for the likes of Sheridan Gorman to go out in the nightlife and enjoy the Chicago experience. The Chicago experience right now, one of the highest cities of murder in the United States. Is that a heritage we want to leave for our kids? I don't think so. So a lot going on in the news today. We do want to celebrate the American victory. So, I ask you this question. What does July 4th, 1776 mean to you? What does July 4th, 1776 mean to you? We're celebrating America's independence. We're celebrating 250 years of existence of the United States. What does it mean to you? I would love it if you would record something, send it to me. Dave at streetlevelamerica.com. Dave at streetlevelamerica.com, just on your cell phone there. Or if you don't want to be listed, if you don't want to have your likeness and your video on the internet, then just write something. Either post it on this story on the Facebook page or any of the medium that we're going to post this on. Send me an email. Or go to one of our chat sites like streetlevelamerica.com, and in the chat box on the lower right-hand side, tell me, what does July 4th mean to you? What does America mean to you? Do you have opinions on the stories that we shared today? How do we make this a great nation? How do we make America great again? What about the socialist Democrat movement? Good, bad, and different for America. Is it, as many Democrats want to call it, a big tent party where everyone with any kind of opinion can come into the Democrat Party and have their say? The problem I have with social the Socialist Democrat Party is this. If you want to get in there and you want to start changing the goal of the Constitution of the United States, if you want to replace it, if you want to have wide open borders, if you want to put our citizens at risk, remember the Constitution says we're supposed to promote the general welfare for ourselves and our posterity. We have wide open borders. If we treat America like a shopping mall with an airport, and basically it's Disneyland, just try not to hurt anybody when you're here. And if you do, well, you didn't mean it. Try not to do it again. What are we going to say to the family of Sheridan Gorman? What are we going to say to the other families of young people, young ladies, that are just trying to enjoy America and get shot in the back? Promote the general welfare. We need to work on that. Birthright citizenship, a mistake. For the national security reason I mentioned. You may disagree with me. If you do, let me know. So we celebrate the 4th of July. I believe the 4th of July means the independence of a great nation. And you may disagree with that statement. In our founding documents, we have freedom of speech. The government will not take that away from you. They won't come in the middle of the night and jail you. We have the right to keep and bear arms. We have the right to protect ourselves. If Sheridan Gorman had had a firearm with her, if she had exercised her right under the American Constitution to protect herself, oh, but this is Chicago. Could she have carried a firearm? Possibly not. Well, her perpetrator, her assailant, did, and she's dead. The Second Amendment exists for American citizens to protect themselves against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Somebody comes at you with a gun in the middle of the night in Chicago or early in the evening in Chicago, raises a gun, you can pull out your firearm and return fire. Now, Jose Medina is a story of someone that, yeah, he needed some help. But if he's going to go on the streets with a firearm and kill people, that's when you forfeit your life. If you're going to raise a firearm at somebody and they have the ability to return fire and stop the threat, which is what all the training for concealed carry firearms tells you. If somebody poses a lethal threat to you, serious bodily injury or death, you have the right to protect yourself. Sheridan Gorman had a right to protect herself. If she would have had a firearm, that story might have had a different ending. She might be alive, and Jose Medina, God rest his soul, would be dead. Now what happened is she's dead. He is pleading insanity or not responsible for my actions, and he could get off. What does that say to the family of Sheridan Gorman? When they say the Democrats don't care, when you as a Democrat congressman, Loyola Jayapal, says, this is the 4th hearing we've had on sanctuary cities. Can we just move on? That was their inference. And she just laid into her and the rest of Congress. We'll have to pull that off YouTube and share it on our Medium sites. She said the Democrats don't care as much as the Republicans about safety of American citizens. She said, why is it that the Democrats don't seem to care? That they'll just let anyone into America? Good question. The Democrats don't seem to have an answer other than, oh, gee whiz, I'm late for a meeting, and they take off. They never answer the question. They just avoid it. Is it, as the Republicans say, that the Democrats simply want more people in America that will vote their way? Is that? I would love to get a Democrat like Jayapal on a microphone. And she won't answer. She'll just ignore me and walk away. And that itself is an answer. Do you care more about illegal alien safety than American citizens? And why are you just allowing anyone to come into America? Why is this a shopping mall with an airport? Is it true, the Republicans' contentions, that you just want more Democrat voters in America? Are you trying to skew the scales? Are you trying to taint the voter pool or stack the voter pool, or stack the Supreme Court, so that Democrats are in control forever. And you can just tax American citizens. This is just public support on steroids, shopping mall. See, what you don't understand is, as you destroy the ability of businesses to survive because of safety for their employees, or you tax them to death and they simply can't afford to stay in business, the shopping mall with an airport will go out of business. So how's that working for you, socialist Democrats? We need to have strong businesses in America. We need to have a safe society where our citizens can go to those businesses that are hopefully prospering, but won't under high taxes and the control of the progressive Democrats or socialists. In order for the shopping mall with an airport to survive, we've got to take care of the shopping mall with an airport. We have to have strong laws. We have to have law and order. We have to have safety on our streets. And we have a business climate. We have to have a business climate where the shopping mall can continue to exist. Just saying. Vote no on socialist Democrats. Vote yes on constitutional conservative Republican Americans that believe in the rule of law, that believe in secure and safe borders, that believe in elections we can trust. That is no electronic balloting, ballots by paper, same-day voting. That's something we're going to have to work on. So as we celebrate the 4th of July, we celebrate our freedom. We celebrate all the freedoms we have in America. But there are some, as we play this game of politics, who want to take those freedoms away and feel like you, conservative Republicans, are trying to be very discompassionate. You just don't care about the welfare of those, like Jose Medina. Okay? If we make America weak economically, how can we help those in other countries if the shopping mall with an airport goes out of business? Riddle me that, Batman. We need to have a strong America. A strong America is good for the world. Look at what's going on in Iran. Iran is lying through their teeth. How can you negotiate with a government that has Sharia in their philosophy, ingrained in their religious documents, that it's okay to lie to the infidel to promote the cause of Islam? Every agreement they've agreed to, they've violated. They've been shouting death to America for 47 years. We're talking peace, and they're shooting missiles at everyone, including their neighbors. When is enough enough, Donald? Are we just going to have to go in there and take care of business in Iran? If we do what the Biden and Obama administrations did and just send them money and say, please don't hurt us, we'll send you all the money you want. In that regime, in that 8 years, they were shouting death to America and they were arming up. Are we going to allow them to have a nuclear weapon? And that will put, then they'll have a gun to our throat. And it's going to be really hard to remove that threat. I totally agree with Donald Trump. I think, though, that we need to go in and we need to take care of business. We have, I know people are not wanting to talk about regime change in Iran, but that's what we need, folks. We need to allow the Islamic people to rule their country. But we need to make sure that whoever is in charge in Iran plays by the rules. Not soccer rules, but getting along with your neighbors, not shooting missiles at your neighbors, not saying death to America, and from the river to the sea, the annihilation of the country of Israel. Let's talk about Israel for a minute. Do you support Israel? Let me know what's in your in the comment sections. I support Israel. I believe Israel is God's chosen people, and I know there's a discussion going on about whether or not the church represents the theoretical Israel, or whether it's the country of Israel. I believe it's the country of Israel, and I support Israel. I support Israel's right to exist. I support America in its support of the nation of Israel. Now, we can say that and not endorse everything Benjamin Netanyahu says, but we support the people of Israel. There is a movie out there called I Am Israel. We're going to show it at some more church video sites. and video presentations of that movie in church settings. I Am Israel, there's two versions of that. Talking to the people about who the people are who currently live in Israel. You need to watch that movie. You really need to watch that movie. Another movie you need to watch is called Truth Rising. Truth Rising is a documentary from the Colson Foundation, and I believe focus on the family. Hope I got that right. Truth Rising. Do a Google search for it and watch it. I believe America should be a nation that honors God. I believe we should be a nation that honors the intent of the Constitution of the United States. I believe that we can be strong pastors who kneel to God and stand for the flag. I believe that if we don't have a strong America and another country of different philosophies gets the lead position of setting the tone for world discussion, if we have a non-Christian nation in that role, it's not going to work. You will see a bloodbath in the world like you're seeing in Iran. They are killing thousands of their own citizens. So of the two, between Iran and the United States, which nation do you want to have at the helm of steering theology, discussion, governance in the world? You want a nation like the United States, or do you want another nation? Think carefully about that answer, because if you allow the other nation to be in play and we have to fight for our freedoms on a worldwide stage, why did we go down that road? Happy birthday, America. 250 more years more, that is. So whether it's volleyball, football, or basketball, Cowboy up, America. Rick Stever, good luck in your commission election in November, and happy birthday, America. I'm Dave Adams. This is Street Level America. That's what I think.